What's up everyone? Welcome back to One Strange Adventure. Welcome to the next video. Today we are at Camp Margaritaville.
Yes, and we are talking about community.
Yes, we're actually here for the Switch It Up huddle. There's a lot of things that we do while we're on the road and life can get really busy, but it's really important to find your community or your tribe while you're on the road.
Enjoying our community. We thought maybe you would like to know what community on the road looks like or how to build that community for yourself if you're already on the road, because it can be difficult for a lot of people.
Yep, so today's video we're going to talk about things that we do and some things that maybe you could try out to help build some community on the road.
Alright, so first it starts with you. You have to be willing to reach out and you have to be willing to feel uncomfortable in the meet and greet.
Miss Introvert over here. She sometimes...
I'm not comfortable at all.
Yeah, so going out, interacting can sometimes be draining, and it takes a lot of effort for people that are naturally introverted. I myself, I go out and, I can talk to anybody and have fun. I'm just kind of naturally extroverted like that. But at the end of the day, I'm tired too. But it has to start with you, the mindset of being willing to meet new people and experience new things.
Yes, and you also have to remember that the person that you're meeting might also be scared or nervous or anxious or any of those feelings when you go to meet them. So keep that in mind as well, because if they seem a little standoffish, it might just be because they're a little intimidated.
Sometimes you have to strike up the conversation. All right, now that you're up and willing to meet new people and try new things, we got some more tips for you.
First thing that we did was join the different memberships.
Yeah, find some different memberships too.
Yeah, so our very first membership was actually the KYD Insiders, and that's a huge group of people already that they've established. So we started with them, but then we also joined like Leopard Scouts and the FMCA and those types of memberships.
There's full-time families. There's a lot of different things out there. And for those of you who don't know, KYD actually stands for Keep Your Daydream.
Yes.
It's another YouTube channel. Long before we were even thinking about creating videos, we were following those guys all over the country. So.
Yes. So that was our first membership that we joined, was because that was who we enjoyed watching. We enjoyed the community around them, and then we were able to meet people, walking around and being able to recognize the stickers on the rigs or the hats that they wear. And
cool.
Like FMCA it's the Family Motor Coach Association, but it's also for fifth wheels as well. It's not just for the actual Class A's. So you can join that membership program no matter what type of rig you have, and people will put the plaque on their rig so you're easily recognizable to that community.
Yep. Actually, going back to Keep Your Daydream, finding YouTubers that you have a lot in common with or you feel a connection with, that's a really good starting point, because there's a lot of other people that have that same connection. And so when you meet them, you already have something in common. You already have something to talk about. Right. So Keep Your Daydream has done a really good job of that. Another channel that's done a really good job with community is Switch It Up. So if you haven't seen those guys, make sure you check out both channels there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other great channels out there too. Don't get us wrong. Find Us Camping, Finding Our Someday, Let's Talk More Journey, Changing Lanes. They're all awesome.
Yes, they're all awesome. We work full time, so we can't do the community events that we would want to do or plan those events like we would want to do. So we join the others so that we don't have to do the legwork. All of it's already done. Yep. But we can go and enjoy the people and still see the community.
Yep. All right, so be open and willing. Find some memberships, some groups. Find some favorite YouTubers. Connect with the community through YouTube. So that's where we're at so far.
Another step that I did before we even became full-time is I actually went onto Facebook groups and Instagram and found other people that were in our area or following the same hashtags and things like that. So like full-time families, we are not part of the Full-Time Family Association, but I follow the Full-Time Family Facebook group. So that's how we get the teens together, and we get to see when events are going on in different places. And we don't join into the Full-Time Family paid events, but we do, meet up in campgrounds with other full-time families.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes those groups actually come with chats. So, for example, when we go to some of the bigger campgrounds like Thousand Trails Orlando, it has its own Facebook group chat.
Yes.
So you can constantly know if there's a yard sale going on, there's events, there's kids meeting somewhere, like
if they need a babysitter for a dog or a
dog walker.
Yeah, like any of those things, they'll mention it on there. So if you're looking for extra income, or your teen is looking for income, or anything like that, it's always posted on there. There's even groomers that come remotely to the different parks and will groom for a very small fee, and so you won't know that they're there unless if you're part of those Facebook groups.
Yeah, and it's also important to take advantage of some of the things that the campgrounds have to offer. So like right now we're at Camp Margaritaville, and this place has a lot of stuff to offer. It's super nice. There's a lot of great people here, and we're going to give you some more information. We're actually doing a video about this campground, so stay tuned for that one. But being able to take advantage of some of the amenities that are at the campground helps you connect with people too.
Right, like even just playing putt-putt.
Yeah, putt-putt,
you
pool.
You meet other families just out there at the campground.
Yep, go swimming. Anything can help you connect a little bit more. You never know when you're going to find your next new best friend, so be on the lookout. And while we're talking about group chats, like Thousand Trails Orlando, Thousand Trails membership has actually been really helpful because we have seen the same people over and over across the whole country, which has been pretty cool.
We met people like Pat and Michelle all the way up in Maine. They're the ones that let Harold drive their...
Lost the Apple Watch. Thanks, Pat.
Pat let Harold drive his Class A. Yep. And then we met them again all the way down in Peace River of Florida.
Arizona.
And then we went to Arizona, and 2 weeks later, they posted pictures that they were crossing into Arizona, and we're like, where are you going to be? And they said... Verde Valley, and so then we got to meet up with Pat again at Verde Valley.
But it's other friends too, Jennifer and Jason, and like there's just been so many people that we have repeatedly seen in at the campgrounds because we all kind of travel the same pattern. We want to go up north in the summer. We want to come down south in the winter.
We want to go west through the middle of the year, and it's just...
You're going to see a lot of the same people, which is really cool.
Yeah, we have thoroughly enjoyed our Thousand Trails membership, on top of it being the cheaper way of traveling and keeping into a budget, because RV parks can be a little pricey when you're jumping around the way we do. Yep. But having that membership comes along with the community behind that membership, and they all have their own Facebook group chats in different areas, but once you're in a campground and you see the same truck pull up to the same camper, 3 campgrounds in a row, you can reach out and say, hey, I've seen you at this place and this place and this place, like, let's be friends. So if you're not a Thousand Trails member and you want more information, we do have our friend Sarah is a sales specialist, and she's happy to answer any questions, no obligations at all. We'll put her contact information down below just so you can reach out if you want any information. One of our favorite things to do,
tell me,
outside of traveling and seeing the country and meeting up with our friends, is attending events.
Attending lots of events. Lots.
We actually plan our travel around the events that we're wanting to attend for the year. So those are our big boulders, like KYD says. Those are the boulders that you place and then you travel around them.
Because community is important to us, so we want to be able to plan around that. Right.
So last year we went to the Grand Design Tennessee Rally. We went to the Grand Design National Owners Rally. We went to 3 different huddles. For
Tampa RV show.
We went to the Tampa RV show.
We had our own meetup.
We did have our own meetup in Michigan. Things like that. And then you can also join in like Leopard Scouts. If you love Leopard products or want to join a good community, Leopard Scouts has their own meetups and events throughout the country. Yep. And then FMCA and all of those different ones will always have events every year. They're not always in your area, so sometimes you have to travel to them. which is why we plan our travel around those
Right.
events. It just makes it easier to be able to see the people that we care about, because some of those people are going to the different events as well.
You get to see the same people over and over, and you get to build those connections.
Yep. And then once you see them 2 times, you're like, hey, I recognize your room. You were at such and such with us. And then
Yep.
and then that just strikes up it's easier to strike up a conversation because you have something else in common other than just RVing.
Right. Yeah, we talked a little bit about like switch it up, right? We go to their huddles. We do some of the videography for them. But more importantly, we get to see all those awesome people while we're there, because it's an event where it's kind of all inclusive. Right, so like these different activities are designed to help you build the community, and being able to attend something like that just helps you.
Yeah, because we get dinners together, we get to go on activities together,
Right.
we get a volunteer event together, we get to do a meet and greet where like they have icebreakers, and so you really get to learn who's around in your area that you enjoy being with. And so we have met so many people
Right.
that we just absolutely love, and we try to meet up with them whenever we can.
This time we were playing cards, we went paddle boarding, we went on a cruise, like a dinner cruise over in Tampa. Like it was awesome.
Yes.
So if you haven't had an opportunity to attend one of those events, do it. Not just switch it up, but there are other YouTubers, other companies, groups that hold events like that. Look for those types of things, because it really helps you connect with people.
Yeah, it's like this year we will be attending the meetup in Virginia for Find Us Camping, so we'll be able to play games and have dinner and enjoy all of our friends that are coming to that one in Virginia. And then we're also going to try to go to the Grand Design National Owners Rally if we can get tickets, and then of course we'll be going to other huddles as well. We have lots of things planned for 2023.
Lots of travel.
It's gonna be a busy year.
Woo, let's go. All right, up to this point, we've given you some tips about how to build community. Now let's talk about how you maintain that community, because that takes effort.
It does, and it can be difficult, and especially if the other people are all over the country, literally. Like
Yep.
it can be very difficult to keep connected.
It takes effort on both parts.
Yes.
So, complete me. A couple of options that you have while you're on the road. You've made these connections, you went to these events, you love your new best friends. How do you stay connected with them? Well, there's the obvious things. You can phone call, FaceTime, text message. What we like to do is actually Zoom calls.
Yes, we love to Zoom because not everybody has iPhones where they can FaceTime. And so Zoom and Marco Polo and places, things like that, makes it where anybody with a device can join in, not just a specific device.
Right.
But you have to live intentionally with your friends, because they may forget to reach out because their life is busy. You may forget to reach out because your life is busy. So if you have a split second where you're thinking of them, send a quick message to them, either Facebook Messenger or a regular text message, or even just like a Snapchat. Like we do Snapchats with a couple of people throughout the country. So just live intentionally with those friends, because they may just be busy and not have a chance to connect with you. That doesn't mean that they're not thinking of you.
There's also the option of not just doing virtual stuff, but actually getting together and planning a couple routes together so that you're with each other for a month or two.
Yeah.
Which has been really cool. Last year we got to travel out west with our friends. This year we're doing a lot of East Coast stuff with our friends.
And not just one friend, like it's multiple friends. Like right now we are with 3 different groups of friends.
Right.
And then we travel again and go to a different, like one friend stays with us and we meet up with 2 more. And it just makes it where you end up building that community, and then your friends are meeting each other when they can. And then that makes that community even bigger.
Yeah. So a tip for that is create a Google shared calendar. And then that way you all can post your stuff to it and see where everybody's going. And if you want to coordinate something, then you can, do that right there on the calendar, and you can try to sync up. The other thing is that once you're able to see that, if you have somebody else you want to bring into the tribe, you can just share it.
Yep.
And so that makes it way easier. Another option is RV Trip Wizard. You can actually share your calendar with friends.
Your route.
As long as they also have RV Trip Wizard,
Yes.
you can share your route with them. So what we like to do is if we're going to plan a specific like northeast route with a friend, we may create a new map and just share that one.
Right. And we do both because we have friends that do not own RV Trip Wizard because they plan their stuff a different way. So we share the Google Calendar with them, and then RV Trip Wizard with the people that we do have. If you're familiar with RV Trip Wizard, it's super simple to share the map. If you're not, let us know and we'll be happy to help you out.
There's actually a link in the description if you want to check out RV Trip Wizard, and they have a demo there, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely been helpful for us.
It has been. And we've used it for what, 3 years now?
Yeah.
We did that before we went full time. So.
Yeah.
But we share our stuff with our close friends all over the place. And then other people just message us and say, hey, we're going to be out in July. And so if they're in the same area as us in July, then we make plans to meet up.
Right. Now, all these tips that we've talked about today about finding your community and then maintaining your community, it's not just for us, the kids too. So we actually will travel intentionally with other families that have children that, our kids all get along. And so they actually are able to build that community as well. And those are lifelong relationships.
Yeah, and like we meet up at the Springs or Universal and things like that with multiple families so that they can build their community even further. So, one of our friends brought me and our kids, and then her friend brought someone else, and and it just grew. It was like 17 kids together, right. Having a day of fun. And so it makes it where your community gets a little bigger, but your heart gets fuller because you see those kids having fun with other kids their age and things in common. But then after the kids comes the animals.
Yeah, our pups. They even like to stay connected.
And so we have our dogs that love to meet up with other dogs throughout the country. But my sister has dogs as well, and my parents have dogs or a dog. So we like to FaceTime with them, and they like to howl and chat together.
Okay, well, that's it. That's the tips that we have for how we build community. We would love to hear from you. Leave some comments below on how you go about building community and maintaining your community while you're on the road, because it's not easy, and it's sometimes it's harder for some people than it is others, but sharing the tips as a community will help us grow as a community.
Yes. And if there's anything we left out, please add it in the comments below. Just let us know.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like it, make sure you subscribe.
Ring the bell so you get notified when we release our next video.
And until the next strange adventure,
keep making your own.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video, and a special thank you to our Patreons listed right over here.
Yes, without you guys, we could not do this. If you have not considered joining yet, please do. Links down below.
And our next video is recommended right below this one, so go check that out.